We are live. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Women's Empowerment Series. I want to welcome you. If you're joining for the first time, say hello. If you are catching at on another episode, so we'd love to see you because we're friends and you know us well. Today, we have such a special guest, and I'm so happy and honored to have you with me, Anita Shukla, connecting all the way from Germany. It's a wonderful episode to have you as we will be focusing on such a fascinating subject, which is around IT. So, Women Empowerment Series, it's a series that we created this year to invite guests from all around the world, women particularly, sharing their stories, sharing their mission, and sharing the amazing work they do to help women around the world and to empower them through science, through technology, through art, through understanding the mindset and health. So it's really wonderful to have you today. Welcome, Anita.
Thank you very much. Herzlichen Dank. Yeah, thank you very much. Namaste. Yeah.
Namaste. Yes. Oh my God, that's
Bonjour.
true because you represent all these languages.
Yes. Few of them.
Well,
wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah. I'm also very honored to be part of it.
If you can say a few words about you, and you have such a fascinating and a unique background. So I'm really wonderful to be able to talk with you today.
Thanks very much. Yes. So in a nutshell, I'll try that. That would be that I am a company. We consult technology companies who go globally. So with, of course, a focus on India, AU. And that would mean consulting companies in tech, from large companies to innovative startups, a lot of course, in the SME sector, and training the teams and the leaders of the teams to go abroad. So for many years, the various industries in Germany and Europe to prepare for India and the other way around. But there has been also Asian companies, US companies, and so on. And that would be for global collaboration, intercultural management, and working together in tech. So my company, we have a partner also for global business development, and they're very strong in Middle East, for example. And I'm a part of various networks. Maybe I can come to that later.
Sure.
I'm also a speaker and a coach. I have organized many events on startups and tech. And
And you speak so many languages. How many languages do you speak, Anita?
Depends. Native language fluency, a little bit, parts of it, a few words from.
So Indian, German?
Yeah, well, German and English, you can say, as first mother tongue is German, second mother tongue is English. I learned French very early, so advanced French. Italian I love also very much.
Wow.
Of course, Hindi and classical Indian languages I studied, which is very mathematical, systematical. Yeah, so Sanskrit, for example, a little bit Arabic, few words I can only speak so far. But,
that's incredible!
Anita, I'm part of a language club, so yes. So I had a few sessions in Arabic and continue with that. Some Chinese. Yeah. So that's just fascinating for me. And if you think of languages, think of programming also, and programming languages, and the systems of it. Yeah? And languages, their cultures. Yes. So it's fascinating for me to explore there and to understand the mindsets of the people with languages and with cultures.
That's incredible. So what brought you this fascination about languages? And and mindset, because that's probably something you realized afterwards. But what had built up this in you, do you think?
In fact, it was very early because my family is very international, so I have an international background. It was just natural to be in London with part of the family, or Central Europe or so, and I wanted to say that part of the family is Indian and European on the other side. But of course,
and you grew up in London.
Yes, family in different places of the world, also in US and or North America, Canada, but of course India, and from the European side, Germany in particular, and Western Europe.
Amazing. And what brought you to technology? I mean, the subject today is beautiful and so important. It's about women in technology and women in AI. And you as a person, how did you start that love for technology?
Yes, so I first started with humanities. I became a consulting and trainer in the Indo-German and Indo-European context, and that, of course, had to do with the Indian IT industry and the European IT industry, but focusing on India in particular. So it came naturally that I had to do with all Indian companies who are like majors in IT, and I was also curious to learn more. And so part of it was the India connection and the Indian IT connection. Companies, of course, are globally from India. And then another important step, I would say, is women networks in tech. For example, Women Techmakers, Google initiative,
Okay.
really helping women programming and connecting, leading in tech, and just learning programming languages. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just to
And
be comfortable with that and seeing others also as role models there for me.
so you learned programming very early. What language did you start learning with? In
Well,
terms of
actually, not that early, but around 6 years ago. Yeah. So
yes.
I had a affiliation with the IT industry. I
Yeah.
wrote about that. I went to CeBIT and all the company. I wrote articles on the tech
Yeah.
industry and so on. Of course, I provided some trainings on India's potentials. But learning, that was maybe 6 years ago a bit. Yeah. So I'm not a programmer, but I would know some things of it. And the next step, of course, was learning more on AI and new technologies by Google and by other companies. So like on-site. And that was fascinating. Yeah? So it became natural.
That's great. That's really nice. And so now, how did you see the trend in terms of technology and in terms of women in technology? Is it more after COVID? How, would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yes, so trends in tech and AI, I would say, depending who you are and what's interesting for you. So we all maybe have heard of the metaverse. So the tech
Yes.
companies, they want to be part of it. Yeah. So the virtual universe, yeah, the metaverse. So augmented reality, these things that if you want to connect with companies there. So this is one thing, of course. New apps, super apps. This is a big trend in AI. What I find very, very important, that's ethical AI, explainable AI. So AI, that's also trust. I mean, it's about data, sometimes sensitive data. Yeah? People have to understand them. Yeah. And like there can be biases. Yeah? So very often unconscious, and to be aware of that. Yeah? So this has to be more explainable and of course ethical.
Right.
Sustainability in AI is a trend, I would say, to make AI and things easier to use. Yeah? So
What
it's
does it
not like
mean? Sustainability, is it from the sustainable, like the meaning of sustainability, which is a positive impact on the environment, on the economy, and the society?
yeah. So
Or,
using AI for sustainability is how I understood it.
okay, all right. So
How
what
I
would that,
understand it.
like, how in terms of evaluating the impact on the environment, evaluating the impact on society, on
I
how
think so. Yes, I researched more on the like AI for good and
yes.
ethical implications because working in AI, yes, and working in HR, of course. So I trained many like specialists and leaders to go abroad and like to be more successful in their career. And of course, they have to be tech savvy and they have to know maybe how they are viewed and how their career path goes. So for women. Of course, this is nothing new that there are biases and how to overcome them. And companies, they also need talent. They need the best people, male, female, like younger, older, of color, of different origins. Yeah. So it's no use for the companies if there is too much bias. Yeah. So they
That's
have
true.
to use
So
AI the right way.
when you say women are more into tech savvy and become tech savvy, how, like, what's the basic entry to really become tech savvy for a woman to feel she is tech savvy? Because it's always feel overwhelming, it's like when tech is like, oh, it's kind of scary also. But I'm sure there is a way to just simplify it and say, there are some basics you can just master.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we are aware how we're already using AI, I mean, the audience, I'm sure there are many who are like very advanced already. They may be entrepreneurs, they may be leaders, maybe specialists. As an entrepreneur, we have basic thinking. We use it for the smartphones, face recognition. Yeah, we use Google. We use actively use social media. There's AI everywhere. So it's like the personal use of it, like as an individual. Yeah, and smart homes and so on. And more or less, we're quite comfortable with that. Yeah, maybe we should know more how the things function and the data is used. But this is one thing. But professionally, as an entrepreneur, if you think how your business model can improve, if you use AI the right way, what you can change to be more effective, to be more successful, and also, of course, to have more revenue and more customers, for example. If you think of your practical, use, your benefits, I think that's quite motivating then.
That's true. Right? Yeah. So it's like, you use technology to advance your business. Then it makes you feel like it's a way to improve what you do and how you do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So examples could be like a chatbot, could be more digitalization with your websites, better customer interaction through automation. Yeah. Of course, your AI, AI can be used for HR, finding right talents, onboarding, and things like that. Automation makes things easier. If you think practically, how you can use it, it's not just abstract, okay, AI and robots taking over jobs and so on, but practically how things are made like better, faster, like what is time consuming, you need time for yourself or for strategy. Instead of just for you and maybe, you as an entrepreneur and your, say, employees and the task they do, they should focus on other things.
Yeah, so that whatever can be automatized, like using the AI, then they can use it. Yes. We have a comment here from Zahra. Zahra, so nice to see you with us. Let me just pull it up. So it's a very interesting topic, an opportunity for girls, break the codes by programming and writing your own codes in the marvelous universal language.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes, so, and for girls, starting early, that's
very good. Sorry. Thank you, Zahra, for this, because it's true that to encourage, you need to prepare the girls. Yeah.
Yes, and that they know they can do it the same way.
How do you, in your work, as you help women entrepreneur become, integrate more technology and use more technology, how do you do that? What do you think could help them be prepared so that it's not difficult to become tech savvy as a business owner? What do you think?
Okay, it depends where they stand, of course. I think to get connected, to just see what potentials are there, coming to another part of what I wanted to say, is that also for me, what helped me is seeing other entrepreneurs or seeing other specialists or so, and what they do and what is happening currently in tech. So I wanted to mention that I'm part of WomenTech Network, which is a global organization. I'm an ambassador there. Yeah, they have a very big conference, which is again next spring, and one can become part of it and also be a speaker. One has a special niche or so. Yeah, or women in AI. They're also global. They're even in they're in US, in Europe, in Middle East, and Africa. Yeah, so it's fascinating, and they have so many different topics also for women entrepreneurs. There will be one on finance and tech. So one can just check out that. Yeah. So and connect, of course, which is very important. Yeah. Women in AI and robotics. They're currently in Canada and Germany, and they're expanding.
So these are different networks. These are different networks of women. Are they? Well, usually, is it associations or just communities? What are they usually?
Like the one in Canada? Associations. And WomenTech Network and also the others, for example, Women in AI and Robotics, there are partners, the like top like research institutions, for example, the partners, or women tech network, for example. Maybe many companies are there, like the major tech companies are there, yeah, in North America and other parts of the world, and so on. So it's definitely worth having a look at that. Yeah.
Sure. I want to go back to the comments from Zahra about
Yes, of course.
opportunity for preparing girls, because you know, we talk a lot about how women, you know, we need to become tech savvy and we encourage them, but the roots actually is in their education, right?
Yes.
Is how you can push more girls to actually go into to push more girls to become more inclined to choose technology, and you know, to become savvy in terms of coding and computing. So I mean, like, how do you link that in your work? Do you bring that also?
For girls, not me directly, but again, my network. So as I said, there was this initiative with women Techmakers and a local association in Germany, for example, and they do coding classes and trainings for girls even. Yeah, so at school even.
Yes.
And students, and then of course specialists and so on. And you can do online or on site programming classes. Yeah. And of course, some are very important to learn, like Python and many other things. So, and I think there will be awareness also in institutions. What I do, of course, I help specialists in their career, especially those who go international, beside, I mean, working for companies directly. And the teams and the leaders there would be individual specialists, and also leaders who approach me regarding their career. So this is what I do, but I can always provide like information and links and networks, and also enablers, male and female, locally in one country, or like Germany, Europe, or other places also. Yeah, so I think the networks are there, and like also other like facilitators are there to help. So if someone is interested in that, happily I can provide some names or links or things like that. So
Sure.
definitely you have
Well,
to start early.
so Fatin Sarah,
You can start early, but it's never too
I
late.
saw some
Yeah.
Fatin Sarah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yes, exactly. I think that's the message, is that, you know, you can go into tech anytime you want to. It's never
Yes.
too late. I think that's a very strong message, because today going to technology is really something that is not even a choice anymore. It's just a must. It's part of being a good entrepreneur, a good
Yes.
executive, a good leader, is you need to be tech savvy. It's just, you know, have no
Never
choice.
stop
It's like,
learning, and just be open-minded about that. Yeah. That you think, okay, I can always learn something new. I can unlearn my way of thinking, but I can start something new. Yeah. So this open mindset, and so that's very important for my work also, to help like bridge building, but also like thinking, oh, there's not only one truth. It's not only one way to go. Have you thought of
yes.
something else? Have you thought about solving problems with tech or with new solutions or so? Which is an
Right.
important motivating factor, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes,
There's so
absolutely.
many problems to be solved, and finding
Mhm.
solutions, yeah, what you would not have thought of. Yeah.
Very true. So it's like it's always be open to many possibilities in terms of solution solving, alternatives also. Yeah,
Yes.
I like that. It's really nice. It's wonderful. And I think that's you know, being in tech and AI and encouraging that. It's really, it gives more role models also to younger girls who are, you know, hesitating, or to say, okay, this can be such a great future. So, you know, I can start it early so that I can save time in terms of education also, right?
And coming about like typical like cliches, or like what maybe you think of what you want to do or so, you can be like a programmer or a scientist, also a tech person, and still be up to date, be how to say that, fashion and beauty, health, all these things, they are not disconnected from tech. Can be connected. And for example, if someone is fascinated about health, like medicine, or say fashion, or marketing, or so, combine your niche, combine your skill, like expertise field, with technology, or especially with AI. That will be a big benefit.
Okay. So it's like you can choose whatever sector you like, and you combine it with
I
the
think go
technology.
with your passion and your skills, and
Yeah,
combine it with tech knowledge and
that's true.
AI knowledge.
That's true,
Will
because
always help. It will always pay off, I think.
always you can be in sports and do tech. You can be in cosmetics, for that matter, and do
Yes,
tech. You can be in environment and do the
yes.
tech with it. You can be in
And you will
finance and
thrive
add the tech.
in that field because it's your field. Yeah. So your expertise and your passion, your love is in that field. And a little bit of framework around it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
We can push
I
it
mean, like,
maybe. Sorry.
that's true, because even now more universities and schools are offering technology to everyone as something you add to your curricula.
Yes.
It's not, yeah. So you can focus, major in whatever expertise you like, and then you can complement that with the language, with technology.
Yes. There's no excuse, I would say, not to go for it. Everything is possible digitally. There are mocks, there are boot camps, and one can learn programming, one can learn special fields on a weekend, or like an intense course or something like that. Yeah. So many possibilities nowadays, hybrid or virtual or whatever. Yeah.
Very nice.
University or like common things. Yeah. All of this is possible. So there are really no excuses not to do that.
It's true.
You can set your time for that. The thing is that you do it. Please. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it can take as much time as it does. It doesn't matter. The most important is actually you do it.
That's it.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. It
That's what I
can
think.
be.
That's what I think. Yeah. So this is.
That's. I mean, I think it's very true, because it doesn't matter if it takes you a month or a year or longer. It's okay. Take the time to learn it. Yeah.
Learn
And I
from
like.
where the problems are, that you can solve them with tech or with your solutions as an entrepreneur. Yeah? You find, I mean, to be creative, you find it. Think of what is most pressing, needs solutions.
Yeah. I want to just add one clarification about the artificial intelligence. I mean, it's like, if we were to define it, it's not just robotics. It's really, anything that could simplify or recognize the senses that we used to do it as a person, right? And to be done by technology. Like, in your own word, how will you explain it in a very simple way?
There are many definitions. That computers or robots controlled by computers, they fulfill tasks that are normally done by humans. Normally require human intelligence, something like that. It's one definition. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. It's like you mirror human intelligence by technology. It's like, that's the image. Yeah.
And it
And
has
so,
many fields. Yeah.
yeah, I like this way, because it has many definitions. But it's true. It's like how you can replace some of the tasks that used to be done only by human intelligence. Yeah.
Yes.
In your world.
Yes. Yeah, and if we think of robots, for example, and cobots, and like working in a team with a computer, I mean, it's not like computers are taking over or something, but for example, with one computer being like robot being part of the team, so to speak. Yeah, it's just additionally, yeah, on top of it. Yeah, it's not replacing humans and so on. And think of that for example, I see many from the second and the human machine interaction, and of course from language and so on, because that was my first education.
Yeah.
And the tech training came later.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
find your field, how you see it. It's not like only programming and mathematics or so on. You have to understand that, how things function,
Mm-hmm.
the framework also in different markets. Like think of Europe, for example, it's different than US.
Mm-hmm.
AI is different. The markets, programming is different.
Mm-hmm.
The framework is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, gain more knowledge and see how things work and how it is for your, what is important for your field, for your like area as an entrepreneur, your business.
Very good. Yeah. How do you, when you look back and you see the trend for women who are integrating more of that, I don't know if there are data to show that how the business is actually have grown, because that would be interesting because, you know, in how in their own revenues, how they scaled up by being more, by bringing more technology in the way they do in
I think there
business.
should be some data, and we have to check out. We have to research a bit, maybe, but
But data is showing that. It's showing that, you can boost your revenue just by being more I mean, mainly during COVID. I mean, everybody who went digital somehow managed to keep the business on. And
yeah,
yeah.
that was a forced push to change. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
Change very often very needed. Yeah.
yeah. And we see more of that now. We see a lot of online businesses that are coming. It just becomes a normal thing. And
I
yeah,
would
and
say
I like
hybrid work. Yeah. And
hybrid
hybrid,
work, exactly.
yes. More flexibility. Yeah. Also regional, local
Yeah.
flexibility.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
companies
also,
have to see what they allow and so on, and what potential is there, so that they also give more power to the employees. Yes, please.
and also you are able to create more connections because like us, look at us. I mean, you're in Germany, I'm in
Yes.
Rabat in Morocco, and here we have in this beautiful discussion about
Wonderful.
AI, talking about women all around the world using technology. And I think,
Yeah. Thinking globally. Yeah.
thinking globally, exactly, like the digital sphere allows that, allows a bigger
So
outreach.
yes, and coming back to a little bit of like say culture, that
Hmm.
in today's world we all have different identities. So we have flexible identities. We're part of women networks, tech networks, entrepreneurs network. I don't know,
Hmm.
different things. So we have so we had 20 years ago. So we have to use them. We
Hmm.
should be happy to use them.
True. Yeah. And you can use them now because of the digital world, and you can connect with different places. Yeah, that's really
It's
nice.
fascinating. Yeah,
It is. It really
it's
is.
fascinating.
Do you work
It's
most of the
freedom.
time on digital as well yourself?
Sorry.
How do you work yourself? Do you work more on digital, or do you still have physical meetings?
I enjoy physical meetings, but the current situation makes it like a demand for like hybrid models and
It
digital
seems a lot.
concepts. And so, of course, customers want it. Yeah. So, and it gives a lot of flexibility. And yeah, and it's great to have customers all over the world.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that too myself. I mean, in our mastermind, we have women from all around the world, and it's
Mm.
just fascinating. I mean, the group that we have this month is from Croatia, Dubai, Canada. We had people from Albania, we have from London, Spain, Africa, and it's
Wonderful.
just the be able to put all these women together in one room, and,
Wonderful.
and creating a bondage, because we create those bondage as we work with, the mastermind is really this collective intelligence, and I think we're able to do that because of the digital world. I
Yes.
think it would have been impossible. How can you meet on a weekly basis like this otherwise?
Yes.
It's like if it wasn't
Agreed.
from the Zoom. So it's
Yes.
doing
And
so much. Hmm?
keep in touch virtually also. And yeah, so I'm sure that participants they have traveled so many places. Yeah.
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 And and as women, we calibrate with each other, so we like to always be connected, and it's somehow fascinating to see who you can calibrate to, and what spheres you want to be part of, and and it just changes the whole perspective about your potentiality and life and possibilities. It's just incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so inspiring. Each story and each story is and you learn from. Yeah.
You learn from each story. You learn from sharing those stories. I think
Yes. True.
we were gone for a little bit, but anyway, this was a beautiful conversation. Thank you so much, Anita, for being with me
Thank
today.
you very much.
Whoever is watching us,
Yeah.
a lot of women joined us, and also gentlemen. You can leave any comments if you would like to learn more about the networks of women in tech networks. You can reach out to Anita Shukla. She's on LinkedIn. I left the link, and we can also share some information about women in tech, women who are coding, and all of that.
Wonderful.
What's the last word you want to share with everyone?
Excuse me?
Patrick, what would you like to say as a last, conclusion?
Yes, I would say learning never ends. Yeah, and be connected. Yeah, and so happily talking with you. Be tech savvy. It will definitely help you increase, help your business grow, thrive. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and solve problems and
Wonderful.
grow as a person as well. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, everyone. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.